السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. Yeah. Now, the key word for the whole chapter was Hijr. We studied that. The deep understanding of one's deeper reality within this. It means really the expression we keep using, that the real aspect of our existence, why we exist, and all the human senses are given to us for what purpose and how can we utilize them? How should we utilize them? Now, if those people in the past, it is the narration or the typical presentation of the Quran, speaks with examples and with concrete terms. It is the principle of the Quran not to speak in abstract sense. It gives always the examples of tangible aspect of life. So what happened to the previous tribes or people? They didn't use their not only mind, their human reality. What does it mean? How do you say it? Their consciousness, human consciousness, analyze the reality, what is it, rather than using their own ambitions or carnal desires. So they denied the message from their creator. Of course, in practical terms, the message was transferred to the people and to us including through the prophets, messengers. But actually the message, we always repeat this, we have different venues to come to us through the prophets, from the creation, from our human qualities. They are the sources of message. We are under the, if you like, we are always under the flood of messages. Not only when you read the Quran, you receive the message. Yes, this is a source. When you remember the message of the speech of God, yes, that is a source. But also, even if you don't read, even if you don't remember the speech of God, still in your own being, the message is there. In your own being. All the feelings ask you to search for their sources and attach them to their real owner, the creator. So we can do that anytime. That's what our Life is at every moment. At every moment. You cannot escape from yourself. But of course, if you don't think about it, if you don't use your, I think this term is a technical term, yeah, your hijr, let's call it your human consciousness, you don't become unaware of it. But it is there. It is always accessible. So these people were destroyed because of their arrogance, because of their pride, because of their transgressions. For it doesn't matter. Human beings may do many things in order to justify themselves or in order to have a self-centric but not according to the purpose of our creation, but according to our whims, as egoistic satisfactions. We may use them. So we have to reject the message. In the example, of course, you cannot say a person that you are rejecting, denying the message within yourself. He may easily say, I don't have this message. Then we can cover up. Even when we cover the message within ourselves, we may really believe that there is no such thing. Because if we do not concentrate on our human consciousness, which is very easily understandable when you ask the very simple question, who am I? What is my existence? Most people are not aware of their consciousness. They think their consciousness is what they think about, reasoning. Do you understand? Their consciousness, that equate consciousness with the function of mind, what they think, what they imagine. I don't accuse anybody here, including myself. We live in this world without being aware of our own reality. Not your reality, our own reality. Who I am. We are not aware of ourselves. We live in the outside world most of the time. And outside world is our experience of the objects around us. And we relate these objects to our material relationship. It means, I like this, I must have it. We never question, what does liking mean? Where did I get this feeling? What is the purpose of having this feeling? We said one side is works in this way, those people who never pay attention to their reality. The other side is, not misunderstand, jumping into religion, religious culture, and saying, no, I'm a Muslim, I have to pray, fast, etc. And I'm doing my duty, but never coming to themselves. So the verses gives various, as we have been studying, various examples from the previous people, but it gives a tangible example. You denied, rejected, of course we discussed this, in order to deny, you have to know it. If you don't know it, you are ignorant, not a denier. That's why the period of the Prophet Muhammad is called what? Age of ignorance, not age of denial. There's a great difference. They didn't know. They didn't know what the truth is. Because in that area, blank ignorance, the worst, the worst level of culture, no culture, almost zero culture in the world of that time was where? Center of Arabian Peninsula, desert, and no civilization, no culture. Don't take seriously. People say that they were great in poems, but it is just their imagination, no civilization. Writing poems because of the influence of the beauty of the sky, which they always observe, and the beauty of the desert, which is really beautiful and awesome. But it may seem for us that desert, you feel something strange or it's awesome, really. And they get emotionally charged, and they give a lot of, they produce a lot of poem. It doesn't mean that they were a cultured people. They were aware of the reality of creation. They were aware of what human beings means. They just were proud of their tribe. Even the Roman Empire did not really pay any attention to annex this area into their empire, because who's going to deal with this tribe man? It's a problem. They are white people. And on the other side, Persian Empire, today this area is not that Iran, Iraq. Persian Empire didn't pay any attention. That's why they were not attacked by the great empires of that time. But don't misunderstand that there were some sort of civilizations on the coast of the Arabian Peninsula. West Coast, East Coast. West Coast under the influence of Christianity, East Coast under the influence of Zoroastrianism. So they had their civilizations, they had their texts, they had their culture, and they were somehow educated people. In the center, especially in Hadramaut and Hijaz area, in the center of Arabian Peninsula, nothing. You may wonder why the Jewish community in Medina had civilization. They had books, they had prophets, they had their own cultural environment, they had their own architecture, because they moved there because of the harassment in Yemen, in the south of Arabian Peninsula. They brought their civilization with them. That's why they didn't mingle up with desert Bedouins. So what does it mean? It means the prophet was sent to the worst, ignorant part of the world. It means start from scratch. People don't mention all this because there's a reason. Those great companions were the worst, a culture, most.
How are you going? We were gonna do your helicopter upstairs today. Is that okay or no?
We set everything. Why?
Because remember we talked about it. Everyone won't fit in this room.
Say? Everyone will?
Everyone won't fit in this room. We're coming for iftar. We were gonna do it in the bigger room so more people could participate.
But we have, first this week we have room. You see what I mean?
No. But all the people who are out here, they're not gonna be able to fit in here. Is what I'm saying.
But if they want, they can come and let's see. Okay,
Can you just announce it?
we said we are going to have a small break and change the place and come back again. Thank you. And we
So
will be together some,
I won't. And should I end it?
no, end or pause.
I can't really pause. Yeah, I guess we'll just we're pausing. So we're still we're just finding out whether or not we're going to be moving into a new room. We'll start shortly. Okay, you can stay here if that works for you.
Alaikum. Mashallah.
All right. I'll control the mic.
Sorry.
I'll try. Oh, that one.
Maybe it will get crowded. Let's see if it works. No, the other. It's all right. It's the right place. I understood.
They're serving it on the table.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
That's the thing.
okay. Today is the adaptation day.
Yeah, I think we can start.
Somebody said we need to use what mic?
The people
Does it
that
work?
are here,
Ask them.
I'm saying that you're gonna have to hold it.
Sorry.
You're gonna have to hold it.
No, I don't mind. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yeah. Inshallah, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. So we were in the middle of the discussion in another room, then we are asked to come here. We said there are different venues for human beings to receive the message from their creator. It means our creator. Just wrap up what we have been talking about. One is the creation outside. We can always observe, but at the same time, it is possible to not take notes of them. Why we take notes of everything, every object around us, but we don't take notice of their being a source of signs. Now, you can see a post and a plate on it, but this is a signpost. You say, I've seen it, but you have to read the signpost. Signposts do not speak for themselves. Signposts speak to what they refer to. You know that, yeah? For example, seeing the signpost, for example, saying that one way, yep, and an arrow, I saw it, but it doesn't mean that you took notice of what the signposts say to us. So every object around us, in fact, is expected to function as a signpost for those people who use, as the Quranic word was it? Who will reply, say this word?
Hijr.
Say?
Hijr.
Say?
Hijr.
Hijr. Hijr means your inner consciousness, awareness of your being, who I am. No, don't look at it. We are not studying this verse. We are going to study this verse. So, your being, this is the message we receive from the Creator. The purpose of existence of the universe is to convey this message to us, who their source of existence is, so that the people who use their consciousness will realize who they are. Because if I realize who the owner of the objects around me, is ultimately it will come to myself. Ah, he must be the owner of me. So the second value is the message from within ourselves. So it also needs consciousness of your own reality, your own being. If you don't pay attention to your own being, who you are, who I am, if you don't question who I am, what am I doing in this world? What happens? If you don't question, you just live with no consciousness, no awareness, although your inner sense in your human side is full of signposts. Every human sense is a signpost. Where did I come from? Who made me as I am? Question yourself. But if you don't question what you do, there is a post here, and there's a post made up of, let's say, metal. That's it. You don't read the sign, then you turn yourself, well, we, including myself, turn ourselves as a metal signpost, but not a signpost, a post, because we don't see it as a sign. You may not see our beings as signs, full of signs, because each human sense is the representative of one quality of my creator. I have to use myself to understand who my creator is. For example, when you see, what is the power of sight? What is the power of sight? How can I see? We always say this. If someone has not been in our discussions before, we always say this, and it may be strange for these people that, what do you mean by it? All human senses are within us to be used as a means of acknowledging the source of their existence that has the absolute infinite quality, that these senses are the representative, they are the signposts for us to see their source of existence. Who gave them it? Which kind of quality he has? The one who gave me, he created me with this quality. So that human beings are created in order to become aware of their creator, which is called in the Quranic language, human beings are created to worship God, the creator alone. It means acknowledge him. You belong to him. Every sense must be used in order to know who your creator is, which kind of qualities he has. Power of sight is such one of them. Just a simple example, you can use the power of hearing, or we can use the reasoning, anything is one of them. We say it's not the eye which sees. It sounds strange. Do you think I can see with my nose? No, it is not the physical body, physical substance of eye that sees. Can you imagine? Or just imagine, everybody knows that if a person's body, healthy person, had an heart attack and died, his eyes perfectly is the same. It is not rotten. Nothing is wrong. Doesn't see. Does it see this man? No, there is no power of sight because it is not the eye which sees. The power of sight is how do you say? How can I say? It's completely different from your material body, like your body and your spirit, like your nose and your ability to smell. These are only means, like the signposts. Signposts say, for example, you are coming from, I don't know, Queens or somewhere else, or New Jersey. It says Manhattan. The signpost is not Manhattan. Don't take it as Manhattan, because it's written Manhattan there. This is just showing to Manhattan. This is a tool. So I is a tool to function while your existence is realized as a human being on this earth is appropriate to the conditions of this earth. So the body, our body, all the tools or limbs, members of our body are all signposts. Plus, there are many human senses, countless human senses. They are all signposts. We tend to take it that, for example, I see, I smell, I like. Oh, I don't like that. I. You are a signpost. You are a post only when you say I. So it means I am employed to function as a signpost. As a signpost. To what? To the one who has given them or given us existence. So through these human senses, we are expected to know who our creator is, which kind of qualities this creator has.
So,
okay.
I would like to understand. So this seems like it's a, this approach or this worldview or perspective change. It has to be contingent on something or like upon something. For example, as I try to personally apply this to myself, when I look at any, let's say, quality that I find myself with, before I start questioning what is the source behind it, it's very easy for me to focus on what do I do with it. So instead of figuring out why have I been given this, how does one come to, I guess, questioning that question, which is, what is the source behind it? So it seems like it needs to be contingent on something. And the more I think about it, the only thing that I can think of is that you almost need to have this worldview to have this worldview. So how does one just question what is the source? It's like there needs to be a lack of something to keep questioning this feeling, this quality to question the source behind it.
Now, there's a very subtle, very well said question. Thank you. Now, the human beings are given two options within themselves. These options are choices, two choices. I don't want to refer to first verses to verses to verse. I don't like that sounding as if a scholar or something. I'm one of you. So the two sources, we are always at the crossroad of two sources, which because we are conscious beings, we are not really a material signpost out there. we can utilize ourselves as, simply put it, egoistic center, saying that everything is me as I am. I'm not responsible for anything else. And whatever is in me is mine. That is egotistic, whatever you call it, attitude. The same human beings are given again free will as well as consciousness. Now, consciousness enables you to question it. Free will enables you to choose one of the ways. So when we say we do this, we don't do this, we think, we don't think, in fact, this is nothing but more than utilizing our quality of having being given free will. So we are using our free will to either refer the signs to ourselves and say, I like this, I don't like this, I enjoy this, etc. Or say, I am giving this sense to me. And consciousness, as soon as you say, I like this, you lost, finish. Why? You appropriate the signs in yourself to yourself and say, that's it, that's what I like, that's it. End of the story. But as soon as you use your consciousness with your free will to question, how do I have it? Where did I get it from? As soon as you question these very simple questions, you comfortably realize that with no difficulties, I didn't make it. My parents cannot make it. They don't know even who I was when I was in the womb of my mother. They didn't know. They had nothing to do with them. They had no local relationship with me. And also, my own physical body, which consists of, we have to be very careful, my physical body ultimately, although I am a living being, but life is given to the material thing, which is ultimately particles, atoms. Even you say the cell of our cell, let's say it's a molecule, but this consists of particles. Particles are mindless, powerless beings. They cannot really decide, choose. They have no quality to do any of this. Particles. So how a matter can produce or be source of something which is not material? Your sense of fear, hope, it's not material. How can they develop it and make it into a harmonious whole as a human being, one human being, and all our feelings work harmoniously in a complete sense, unique, complete sense, makes sense. You can relate to each other. It is impossible to imagine that these senses, human senses, are the production of totally unconscious, with no will, no power, no knowledge, matter. Phosphor, I don't know, protein. Okay, so it is when you, as soon as you question, look, not as soon as you believe in God. No. As soon as you question yourself, I have these feelings. What is the source of these feelings? Where did I get them? That's the question. Opens up an endless gate for you, never-ending path for you. Then this question definitely ends up with saying that, look, my material body cannot be the source of it. Even my material body needs to be given existence. Now, do you think my material body is making my hands? I don't know who's making my hands. Now the cells, the atomic structure are making my hands. This means must have, this is the thumb, it must be here, to the grab. So I must go there. There is no choice. There is no consciousness. There is no knowledge, no mind that the matter has. Matter is just blind matter. And also in their existence, they are also dependent as much as I am dependent on something else to make me in this form, to give me all these qualities. So this is very easy, but the prerequisite is also very simple. What is that? Very simple question. Don't say, I'm a believer, I'm a Muslim. Yeah, we believe in the Quran. The Quran says Allah created you. It is not the reasoning at all. It is just repeating your culture. Who I am. How do I exist? Well, where did I come from? What's happening to me? I cannot stop myself aging. I always make this joke, I was young like you. I wanted to remain young, but I couldn't manage. Why? I cannot stop my aging. It means I cannot get hold of my being. Although I say this is my being, but I cannot do anything for it, to it. I cannot do anything. Oh. And then it is inevitable question is what's happening in my being. So questioning is very simple. Questioning. I'm not saying, I'm just emphasizing, it is not, I will say this, but it doesn't mean that belief in God is not important. No. What comes first before belief in God? Questioning. If you don't question, you cannot develop your belief on a realistic base for you that you can have a confidence in it. You just said, I am an American citizen. Okay, I am a Muslim. Welcome to America. Welcome to existence because you are just a being here. And I believe because I come from a Christian background, just Muslim background, so I belong to this culture. It is not really belief. So in order to be able to believe, the starting point is questioning your existence. If one does not question his or her existence or another object's existence, this is not only me, many Muslim scholars emphasize on the importance of this. How can you know that there is a creator if you don't know that the things need to be created? How can you know? In order to understand that the things need to be given existence, created, which means you have to question where did they come from that they are created. If you don't question this, are they created or they created themselves? They give existence to themselves? Ask yourself. You ask yourself freely, without saying that I'm a Muslim or something. No, I ask yourself freely. Can I give existence to myself? No. Can the tree give existence to itself? Just, I can go and cut it and finish. It cannot defend itself. So it has nothing, no quality at all to choose, to decide, to know, nothing. It's very simple. In fact, belief in God is very simple. The only thing what we need to pay attention to is question. Be careful what's going on around you with yourself. It's very simple. As soon as you start questioning, you get the result. Okay, this is another value that message from the creator, my creator, comes from within myself. The first one is, I'm just recapping what we have been talking about. The first one is environment. Every being is a signpost, giving you the opportunity, if you use your consciousness and question. If you use your consciousness and question, everything becomes so obvious for you. Just use yourself. Look, I'm not saying we should use at this stage revelation, prophetic teaching. We didn't come there. Just you have to question yourself, and then it will follow. The environment, everything and every object is a source of sign, opening up the path to you to get the result, to reach the result that there is a need to be created, and there must be something we don't know yet. There must be something. And this is the second inside me. Then I have to question my own inner human senses. How come they are what they are? They exist, and what they are functioning for. If we take simply that they are functioning only, for example, to have a fear. Why do you have the sense of fear? If you don't have the sense of fear, you don't protect yourself while you are walking in the street, a car may hit you, and that's why you have the sense of fear. Oh, is it for this only? The existence of the sense of fear, we have to question. Why does it exist, and how does it exist? How? Then when you question this, you will get to the result and understand that they need to be created, and the creator is the creator is the one who's introducing himself to you. It is very simple. Again, we have to pay attention to this. We have a very simple example. Think of an art, a piece of art. Now, piece of art is made of, we know that it is because it is taking place in front of our eyes, yeah? And then let's say it's painting, all right? It's a painter. So the painter is drawing this one. Why does it do that? To reflect his quality of art. Now, but it needs a little bit of attention here. Let's think that the piece of art is like a human being. It means who is given consciousness to question its own source of existence. Then you say, who am I? The piece of art. Let's say they have consciousness. They will ask, who am I? I am made for what? To reflect the qualities of the artist. Consciousness recognizes it. To reflect the qualities of my artist. That's it. That's everything. To reflect the qualities of our artist. It means all the senses are given to us in order to reflect the qualities of our artist with capital A, creator. Use it. When you use it, you get the message from your artist, God. You get the message from your God, your creator. That is the strongest venue that we receive message from our creator, ourselves. Ourselves. That's one very famous saying attributed to the Prophet Muhammad, messenger of God, or some people attribute it to Imam Ghazali, some people attribute it to Imam Ali. So it doesn't matter, but it's a beautiful saying and very correct saying. One way of translating this Arabic version, من عرف نفسه فقد عرف ربه. You can translate it into English by using just literal meaning. Whoever knows himself knows who is his Lord. Now, that's correct, literally. But in fact, you can change it. As much as you know yourself, that much you know your Lord. You can understand it further. If you want to know who I belong to, what is my source? Who is my Lord? Lord means this. Lord, in Arabic, Rabb, everybody knows it here. We will say, Alhamdulillahi, Rabbil Alameen. Every day we say it, maybe 40 times, 50 times. So, Rabb, if you want to your Rabb, what's the way of knowing your Rabb? Come on, tell somebody.
Knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself. It's very simple. Just question. So if you want to know who your Lord is, first you have to know yourself. Very simple. You don't have to go to any theology school or the faculty that take courses. No, just sit at home, in your room, enjoy your life, but question yourself. You can get it. So belief is not difficult at all. Belief is not imaginary. Belief is very realistic. Denial is imaginary. They say, those people who believe in metaphysics, they say metaphysics, I don't know what it means, but I do literally, but I don't agree. There's such thing that they believe that some people believe in metaphysics, which is not really testable. You cannot test. Not really, they use lots of philosophical terminology. You cannot really test and see whether it's right or wrong, or so. That's something imaginary because it is beyond the physical world. We have been talking about belief so far. Have you ever said anything beyond the physical world? Beyond the physical world? Have you? No, we don't need it. We are in this physical world. We are, bodily wise, physical beings endowed with various arts. For example, when you look at it, is there a good, beautiful frame? There's no beautiful frame. It's very modern. Very modern. No, it's the facts, you know. So it's just walls, modern architecture. It's no spirit. So if you look at that piece of art, what you see, I don't know. You see the canvas and some pieces of paint on it. What do you think it is the art? What is the art? Can you call the paint art? What is the art?
The message that it.
Sorry?
The message that it represents.
The
message or the meaning that it represents.
Yeah, it is a signpost. to the qualities of this artist, which kind of qualities the artist had. If you look at yourself a piece of bone, flesh, and blood, you reduce yourself as an art to only canvas and molecules of paint. No art. Because what the people say, we are the scientists, we cannot really believe in anything that we cannot test, we cannot put into the lab. Yep. And we cannot really touch it as a tangible being. We are not interested in it. That's what they say. That's what they claim. We are not interested in it. So they say we are realistic. They claim. Those people who believe in any religion or any religious tradition, they are just really people who don't think. They don't have anything, any evidence, because this is, if someone asks you, show me materially what is the art in the frame of the piece of art. What is that? Physically show me. Can you show? But at the same time, can you deny that the material side of the art, piece of art, is nothing? Yeah, maybe it is worth, $1, $2 of a paint or $5 of canvas. That's what materialist people think, that their value is only $5. Can you imagine how horrible the human honor, human dignity is under the feet of human beings? That's what the Quran says. It's very interesting. Worse than animal status. It's very horrible. To be in this position is very demoralizing, diminishing the value of humanity. You don't have any honor. Quran keeps saying that we created you with honor. So what makes you your value, your human honor? If you don't have it, you become a piece of bone and flesh. It's horrible. And they say we are realistic. Those people who believe that in this piece of art, there is an art. They just say that they cannot take it. Can you take the art into the lab and examine it there? How do you appreciate the art? By using your, not sense, can you, not the sense, I'm sorry, your finger, but touching the frame of and painting, saying that I can feel the art there. Everybody laughs at you. So you feel the art if only you use your human qualities, human senses. That's why in the Islamic tradition, not only in the Islamic tradition, by the way, other the monotheistic traditions also have the same thing, but Islamic tradition emphasizes on the importance of it the most. If you know who you are, you know who your Lord is. That's a beautiful approach, very realistic, and you cannot take it to the lab, okay, empirically you cannot prove it, but yourself proves it, not somebody else. In order to know yourself, do you have to take the medical classes? Do you? Who you are? Oh, I am going to take a medical classes in the a faculty of medicine for 6 years, then I will get to know who I am. I call it, are you an, sorry, I'm sorry if there are some friends, his brothers, sisters, who are, a doctor. I said, are you a veteran? What? You know, with animal doctors. Because they study the body. So that's something else. The body side of it, also right, this body is our body given to us as a tool. We said signposts. Everything is a signpost in their existence, pointing to their creator and the qualities of their creator. It's beautiful that have this venue. The second venue, the first venue is the objects, all the beings around you. The second venue in the center is yourself. I think my impression is such that I'm a bit, I don't know, pessimist in this sense. We are utilizing the most important source of reality for our understanding of reality, for source of reality, who I am, who am I, the question mark, who am I? We are not utilizing it. We just take it for granted that all the senses, that's how I am. That's it. We don't say, wow, how come I am in this way? Yeah, we say, for example, when you see a pear tree, you see the fruit on it, but we say the same attitude. It's horrible, not human at all. What is that? It's a pear fruit. How come that the pear fruit comes out of a wood, piece of wood? Don't you know it is a pear tree? How come the pear tree, the wood, produces flower, fruit, and it is very juicy, very tasty. Everybody loves it. I love fruit, pear, so it is very tasty, and it is just adapted to my need. How this adaptation occurs, takes place, how? We don't question. We say, this is the pear tree. You know, every season, when it is season, I don't know when, we lost season now. In America, there is no season. You can find everything in every season. So what is the season? If anybody knows it, it's just a curiosity. Maybe towards the summer, in the midsummer, or what? No? Where is it? Where?
I think in the fall.
In the fall? Okay. Well, I think I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I have noticed that. Whenever I go to any market, any store, I find pear throughout the year. So we lost the sense of beauty of having different seasons, and the productions are sent to us by our creator each season differently. You know, starts from cherries maybe, or plums, and then cherries, and then apricot, and the other. So they are as if going through in front of us. Look, this finished, another is coming. This is finished, don't worry, another is coming. This finished, don't worry, another is coming, another kind is coming. Just appropriate to the needs of your physical body, as well as, of course, food for your thought. You have to question, how is it happening? Of course, this is for this. We don't ask the question. We take it for granted that it is not, I take your word, it is now fall, it is time for pears to grow and to get ripe. How? the most, well, some people may say it is a little bit not directly related to our subject, but some people may say religion asks the question why, and science asks the question how. Have you heard of it? Many times. I totally disagree and totally reject it, and it is logically contradictory to reality. If your belief is your conclusion is about your reality of your existence. If your belief does not come as a result of your questioning how, this belief has no foundation, this belief will have no confidence, within yourself. You just take it from outside. Belief is not transferred from outside. Belief comes from inside, your conclusion. It must be your conclusion. And you have to establish your confidence in your belief through your own experience. How can you experience if you don't ask how the tree, wood, produces pear? How meat, which is ultimately matter, atom, or now people would think atom is a big thing now. So particle can love, can have fear. How? Produce this. If you don't think how, you never come to the conclusion that there is something going on here, so I have to utilize them. You never question that. How? Why is if you ask me, really, as far as your existential questions, why is irrelevant? But that's the opposite. Belief is based on the answers that you get from yourself by asking how. Why is very simple. The Muslim scholars keep saying that Allahu A'lam, Allahu A'lam bithawab. What does it mean? I don't know why, but that's my reality. For example, why do I exist? Question it how you exist. You will see that in your existence, and the signposts are standing up, showing that, oh, there must be an eternal source. There must be an absolute source who is giving me existence. And then you say, why did you create me? The answer is very simple. I'm looking at myself. I am examining myself. Look, myself. I am examining myself and using my consciousness through my free will, I am coming to the conclusion that I am given existence, which is, I avoid the word most of the time, created, because created is a value-laden word. That's why I am given existence. I like approaching every matter from existential level. Yeah, that is very substantial to me, very convincing. So I become aware by using my conclusions. Why am I giving this? Look at the qualities. What is it good for? Just you are going to get old and like me and die. What is it good for? All the senses or even your body is, the people cry when their and the most dramatic example is when their mother, because I experienced that, when their mother dies, it's a very, very sensitive case. So they cry, but what do they do when their mother dies? What do they do with the mother? Huh? No, they do something. They put it in the ditch and cover it up with earth and leave it there. Oh, excuse me, you said that you loved your mother most. Where is it? Why do you get rid of her? Because your mother is not the body of your mother. Nothing to do with your mother. Body has nothing to do with your mother. The qualities she reflected on you makes that body valuable for you. For example, if it is not possible, but let's assume an example. You have a piece of art made of painting, and this piece of art, somebody, let's say it is not very substantial really, I don't know how to say the word, when you put the water on it, it dissolves. And it's a point of, sorry? Which kind of material it is? Somebody, a naughty child came and put a glass of water on it, and what happened? The beautiful piece of art spoiled. Although all the material beings of the material parts of the body of the art, or the frame, or whatever you call it, but you cannot call it art anymore, but the framework, and it is there. What do you do with it? It is spoiled. What do you do with this matter? There's no art left. Spoiled. Put it into the graveyard. It means it has no value. So human beings, we have to be watchful. We have to be careful. Human beings do not get their value from their matter. It doesn't mean that the matter is not important. An example again, go back to the art example. If the artist, especially a painter, does not use the matter, is there any way to express his quality of artistry? You see what I mean? That is the conditions of this kind of creation. As far as we experience this kind of creation, what we experience is very simple. By using the paint, different paints, and by using the canvas, the artist is demonstrating his quality of art. So the painting, you don't pay money for the quality of the paint in it. You pay money for the frame of a art piece of art, for the art in it. So the value of the art comes from what? The art value of the painting comes from the art in it. Exactly the same thing. Human beings are, every human being is a piece of art. Our flesh is used like a paint, different kinds of paint. It's very simple. But we are not paints. But you cannot deny the paint, but we are not paints. What makes us human beings is not paint. So please be careful, question your existence. When you question your existence, for example, not the molecular or atomic structure or component of your body, for example, your eye, but the design in it, the perfect order in it. The purpose in it, in each cell, how it is designed, how it is located, how. If you read the Quran, it's very interesting. In the Quran, this is well, we didn't come to the Quran yet, but we are just concentrating on how we can get to know who our creator is. This is the second venue that we are given using ourselves. But as a reference to the Quran, if you read the Quran always says the word in Arabic. Those people, there are many people there who are more knowledgeable in Arabic than I am. So it's very famous. Everybody, every Jumu'ah khutbah, the ceremony you hear, فَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَ. كيف, how. وإلى let's say السماء كيف رفعت, how. Doesn't say why. I don't know from where these people got this understanding, to me the distorted, funny understanding that religion deals with why. I never understood that. Religion deals with how. Because the whole universe is in front of us as a means of material that we can use this means by investigating how they are coming into existence so that we can use them, each of them, as a signpost to the qualities of their creator. Isn't that realistic? Who is more realistic than a man who is searching for truth by using the creation and examining it, how they come into existence? How? After that, you say, oh, I am created. I'm sure that I have been in existence. I cannot make myself, my material components, elements cannot make me. I'm sure of it. Why do you think I am given existence with these qualities? It's very simple. The answer is very simple. Utilize it, use it, you will understand why you are given. You are given all these qualities for existence, together with these qualities, in order to use them and question them by using your consciousness. If some awareness of existence. Consciousness means the side that makes you be aware of your existence and come to the conclusion. The conclusion is, this is given. I cannot attribute my existence, neither can I attribute the existence of anything to its component parts. Let's assume that this modern building, we complain that there is no art in it. So this building is made up of bricks. Can you say that the bricks are the source of existence of this building, that they are unconscious? You know that, eh? They will laugh at you, everybody. They say there, I haven't counted and I don't know, but they say there are 6 billion people. Can you really imagine one man, one person, even in the most primitive society, seeing and construction like this, saying that the component parts of this construction made it? One person out of 6 billion living people right now. Can you imagine? Is it possible? I don't know. Those people who call themselves scientists and they are the cleverest people as they claim it, say that the things are made by their component parts, by their cells. Which kind of mindset they have, I don't understand. Aren't they human beings? Don't they have any consciousness? Don't they question who they are, why they are here? I don't know. Well, that's their responsibility. Of course, I'm not saying when I say those people who claim that they are the most conscious or intelligent people, that they are scientists. Not every of them, every one of them. There are definitely many exceptions, but this is the attitude that we are introduced today. That not the religion. Religion's answer, Nasser. Religion is good for the Bedouins of the desert. Not very simple. Eh? All the historical religions, monotheistic religions, have their root, as we know, from the Middle East, and the Middle East is mostly consists of desert. So these are the desert people's understanding. But we need science to explain everything. This is a big claim, distorted claim. Science just demonstrates the beauty of the art in the piece of art. And some of the scientists, now the science is really neutral and beautiful. We need it to understand, because in order to get the right answer to our question, how, we have to get the documents, the data from science. But some scientists say that all the beauty, all the very, very extremely wise construction of this building is the result of the action of its own component parts developing by itself. Unconscious beings with no free will developing by themselves, and here we human beings are as a result of this development. I don't want to use the word evolved. They use it. Let's put it in neutral terms, developed. It means this building, we assume that this building is made of bricks. Bricks. Millions of years of turning in a hurricane or something. And then, this building came out. And electrical system is there, water system is there, the rooms are there, the computer and the projector is here, streamlining is here, but that's developed by itself. Development of what? Component parts of the building itself. Isn't that ridiculous? I don't know how they call themselves intelligent people. But that's their problem. But my problem is to pay attention, not to be carried away by the propaganda that the science will explain everything. Yes, science gives us very, very beautiful document that we use in order to get the answer to our question, how? Now we get the difference now. The time is coming closer. The third venue, is it time?
Yeah, 1 minute.
4 minutes? Okay, we will wrap up.
1 minute.
Okay. There's no need, there's no time even to wrap up. Well, please remind me next week that why the Quran we studied before this verse keeps repeating and telling us about the destruction of the previous people, why does it mention this? As if it is trying to frighten us. Is it so? Is it real? Right? Inshallah, next week, if Allah wills, we will deal with subject, and also we have never touched upon the third value. We said one, the creation, two, human beings themselves, and the three, another one, which consolidate the first two venues that we are given opportunity to realize the truth. That will be the subject of next week. May Allah accept your fastings. Inshallah, Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. I'm very happy to be with you, inshallah. We can carry on next week, inshallah. Then again, we start at 6:30, Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 6:30. Thank you very much. Would you like to introduce yourself? Yeah?
Say hello.
Latif, say Latif. What Latif? Name?
Reem has about 5 dates in his mouth. Bismillah. We're going to call the adhan in a minute, just so people know that it's not time to break fast yet. And also, after Maghrib, I'm just going to make a few announcements about some of the logistics of iftar for the rest of the month. We're going to be between this space and the downstairs space. So once we're done praying our Fajr, if you just sit for a few minutes, and I can run through some of the steps to the logistics, inshallah. We're going to call the adhan. The time for Maghrib just came in. And then after we're done praying, we'll just share some announcements.